Welcome to LTU Perspectives, a journey into the experiences, stories, and adventures at Lawrence Technological University. A student-hosted podcast filled with insights and the intriguing stories that embody the LTU spirit.
Welcome to another episode of the LTU Perspectives podcast. I'm your host, Nico Sparks, joining you for Season 2 of the Perspectives podcast. If you don't know, I hosted a lot of episodes back in Season 1, and I'm very happy to be back. Today we have a very special guest, my very own flesh and blood, Alli Sparks, my sister. Alli, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming here. I greatly appreciate it. So, you were not always an LTU student. You used to be a Rochester.
This is true. This is my first year at Lawrence Tech University. So I'm a sophomore now. I did my first year of college at Rochester Christian University.
Right.
Yes. So I was a business major there. And the biggest reason why I switched over here was Rochester didn't have any major that I wanted. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. It's still unclear. But more
We're
guided.
In college, right?
We're
That's
in
how
college,
it goes.
Yes. It's more guided now because media comm, the major, is so appealing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So what made you want to do media comm, besides me doing it as well?
Yes. So you definitely had a big influence, my brother.
Right.
To encourage me to pursue media communications. I think that, I don't know what I want to do specifically. And media communication is so broad, and it's also creative, which I feel like I wasn't getting with a business, even though you can be creative with a business degree, but...
Totally different field. Absolutely.
Right. Yes.
But it wasn't all me that inspired this creativity. You've worked in industries that have been very creative and very aligned with. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's true. So I work at Fairy Tale Entertainment. I've also worked as a game show host for bars. So that's fun. Kind of like this, except very different.
Sure. So tell me about the game show host.
Okay. So basically I would just go to bars and do trivia nights for people. So it was interpersonal, and I really like stuff like that. So I think that this major opens up opportunities for things that are still fun, stuff like that. Yes.
So Fairy Tale Productions, you talked a little bit about it, but
Yeah.
what are you doing at Fairy Tale Productions?
Okay, so Fairy Tale Entertainment, I love my company so very much. So basically, I dress up as princesses and I go to children's birthday parties or other events. It's so much fun and I love the kids and it's a really cool. That's what first got me into acting, which I want to explore acting more. It's so fun. I've done a few shows for them. I was Merida, the Scottish princess, in the last show. Yeah, but I really love my job. It's pretty cool.
That's terrific. So you got to play Merida. What events do you do and what kind of, you said Merida, what other characters do you get to do?
Okay, so it's super broad. We do so many different things. I do laser tag, I do princessing, right? I do Princess Anna, Princess Elsa.
Outside of acting in your careers, you were a prominent figure in the wrestling community for a while. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, prominent figure is a little generous, but...
She's being humble.
Thank you. No, so wrestling has been a big part of my life for the last 7 years. I started in high school, and it helped me build a lot of character, for sure. It got me into working out, and it's just awesome. It has a lot of grit. I love this sport very, very much. I was really, really bad. I had 0 wins for the first 2 years that I wrestled in high school. And then over the summer, I got really good. Well, I got pretty good. And then I ended up placing 7th at states that next year. So I am an all-state wrestler. Yes.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
So then that's why I went to, my whole motivation for going to Rochester University was to wrestle. And it was super hard, super challenging, but I loved it. And I miss it so much. This is actually the first year that I'm not wrestling, and I miss it. So Lawrence Tech University, if you wanted to create a wrestling team, I would so join. Yes. But we have plenty of other sports that are stellar. Just not my sport.
Just not wrestling.
Just
sadly.
not wrestling.
So what was your college wrestling experience at Rochester, and what made you decide to stop it and come to Lawrence Tech?
So 90% of the reason that I came here was for the degree, because I realized, as much as I love wrestling, college is for education. So I should probably pursue my education.
Right.
Probably.
To some degree,
To
right.
some degree. Because at Rochester, I was going through my classes, but I wasn't really learning anything, and I wasn't engaged. I was there to wrestle,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So
Would you say that Lawrence Tech's classes are a little more challenging than Rochester, or more engaging?
they are, I'm not sure if it's the major, but here, this is the first time since probably elementary school that I felt engaged in my education, and that's kind of a crazy take, but this is the first time that I'm actually, in a long time, because when I was a child, I loved learning.
You loved it, yeah. That was a big thing.
And then the way that middle school and high school is set up for, it's to get A's. I had a 4.0 in high school, but it was to get the A's. I wasn't actually
there was no
doing it-
substance behind it.
Right, I wasn't doing it to learn. And here, I feel I'm doing it to actually gain the knowledge, which is good for, if that's what I want to do with my life, It's just great being able to learn things now, happily,
Right. And have direction with it and do what you want to do with it.
Yes. So I really like the education here. Very
So,
much.
speaking of the education, you have a really big project going on in Kevin Walsh's class. Tell us about this big project.
It's true. I'm so very excited. And who knows if it'll actually become something. But that'd be awesome. But yeah, so our assignment was to, for our final, it was very, very broad. He gave us a lot of creative freedom with it. It's just to create a video. And he had a bunch of different examples. And one was to make a 30-second advertisement. So I hit up a gym company that I really like.
A lot of gym companies.
I hit up a lot of gym companies. And the biggest one, Jekyll Hyde Apparel.
Quick plug.
They hit me back. They emailed me back. They're the only one who responded, and they were the biggest company that I hit up. I didn't email Gymshark or anything. I don't think they would email me.
That's
back.
ambitious, right?
That is ambitious. Especially, I hit up Lululemon. Especially because I'm just starting in the media world, so I don't have a portfolio or anything built up yet. But they're letting me create a 30-second ad for them, and I'm so very excited to create this. This is so exciting.
And what a great way to kickstart your portfolio, like you were talking about.
This is true, yes. So we're actually filming this Sunday, which you're helping me out with.
I am. I'm very excited. I'm going to be behind the camera. Stay
Yes.
tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that ad.
So, tell us the premise of the video, or tell us a little bit about Jekyll Hyde and kind of their aesthetic, their brand,
Okay.
and tell us what you're going to do for this 30-second video that will be posted to their official
Yes.
account, which they have something like 200,000 followers, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
But yeah, tell us about what you're going to be shooting.
So my idea here, because the brand is very hardcore. It's very Jekyll and Hyde. The premise of Jekyll and Hyde is a spooky premise.
Right, the two sides of the same coin, good and evil.
Right, good and evil, yes. So I'm glad you explained that. I was trying to think of a way to but yes, so I wanted to do something with a monster in the ad because that's like so unique to that brand, where with Gymshark, with Lululemon, it would not make sense to
There's
do
no
this.
Lululemon monster.
There is.
Jekyll Hyde is a monster, right?
Correct. That is the vision. So I wanted to do a spooky ad. Yeah. So should I explain the premise?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna be running on a treadmill, and then the spooky guy,
So who is the spooky guy?
Right. Okay. Sorry, I'm leaving that out. So on one of their shirts, it's like Santa Claus, and then also what's his name, Krampus.
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 That was close.
That was close. So it's Santa and Krampus on the shirt. So me and my friends are making paper mache masks.
Last night, I came home to about 5 people in our house, and they were making paper mache masks. That was quite a surprise. But go on.
Yes, it's true. It's true. So we're making a mask we haven't painted it yet, so I hope it looks good. Hopefully our artistic ability matches my vision.
Right, the half Krampus, half Santa paper mache head.
Yes. So we'll see if I'm able to produce this. But
so you were talking a little bit, coming away from that, you were talking about how the gym has really become a big part of your life. How has that affected you? How has that helped your college career, helped your life? How has lifting affected you?
yeah, so the gym, especially right now in my life, because I'm not wrestling right now, is so important to me because, I don't know, for my sanity, for my own physical health, and I'm very indulgent. I spend a lot of time. I work at a gym also. I work at LA Fitness in the morning, the 5 to 9 shift.
Before school, 5 a.m. to 9.
Before school, I go work at LA Fitness, and then after school I go back there and I work out for a few hours. But it's very important to me. I like getting strong, and it gives me something to work towards because I miss wrestling. Because wrestling, it was like you train to compete, and it was beautiful. Right. And without that now, I have the gym.
And that's kind of replaced wrestling as an outlet for that.
Yes. And also with MediaCom, I created a YouTube channel for gym stuff, Alli Sparks.
On TikTok and YouTube.
Anyways. And so I'm trying to kind of learn media communication, like use things with my degree, with the gym to create content. So yeah, it's more for fun, but I'm trying to like get better at editing and stuff because I'm brand new to it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been great living in the same house, being able to say, hey, Nico, give me a hand with this.
Yes.
And it's great that we're doing the same thing and interested in media and working with it. That's been really fun.
I compared you the other day to like my wise tree that I could go to get advice from.
Right.
Who's just always there. Like, wise tree, how do I edit this picture?
How do I color correct this yellow? So you've been shooting on your phone a lot.
Right.
So talk about kind of the challenges with shooting on a phone and opposed to the good stuff.
Right.
Like, why shoot on a phone?
So I'm using a phone because cameras are expensive.
I don't
have that yet. And maybe eventually I'll be able to like get a camera. That's going to be awesome when that does happen. Right. But until then, I'm using my phone. And that's the thing with like content creation. Is so like we live in such a weird world with all this mass production of media. You know what I'm saying? Where you just gotta, like, if you want to start creating stuff, you just gotta do it.
You can,
and you just gotta start somewhere, right? And that's where I'm at. you know? And using my phone accomplishes that for me. But the quality isn't as good, of course. And like you were saying, exporting and stuff, the color correction. My last video,
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh, I exported it 10 different times because I couldn't, like, how it looked on the editing software.
On Premiere, yeah.
On Premiere, it wasn't exporting. I would export it and it would look yellow, and it looked very bad.
It did.
But you helped me, and we solved the problem.
We solved the problem. We got
on
it
the
done.
10th export.
And
And
that's right.
It takes like half an hour for the whole thing to export. So
Yeah, it was a
took
long
me
video.
forever.
So you just did that video on you. Yeah, tell me about that video. The Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson diet and training video.
Oh yeah.
So what was the idea and the premise and what went into that? I thought it was hilarious. I watched the
It's so
whole thing.
like it's only embarrassing right now because I have 30 subscribers and
That's
I'm putting
okay,
all
that's
this
okay.
effort into it. But again, you have to start somewhere, right? And it's fun too. It's fun. But yeah, so for a video, I trained and I tried to eat like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for a whole week. And it was so I didn't succeed because
Oh,
Dwayne
interesting.
Well, ain't no okay. Sorry, that was grammatical. No normal person can lift like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson because he eats like 8,000 calories a day. And I struggle to get like 4,000 calories. Like 3,000.
4,000's absurd.
4,000 is absurd.
So making these videos in your free time, how does that go along with your career that you want to pursue from the degree you're getting here at LTU?
Yeah, so I still don't know what I want to do with my life. Who knows? Right?
It's such a versatile degree.
Yes.
Whatever you end up doing, it's going to help.
Right. So I'm just building skills right now. And I really like editing and like creating ideas. But I also really, really like acting, that element of it. So, I mean, ideally, being an actress would be the coolest thing ever. We'll see if that ever happens. But
It can happen. You
it
can make it happen.
So, like that was so like out of reach. But then, so I don't know how to go into the story. Basically, I was at Panera one day and I saw like these 4 old men who go to the LA Fitness that I work at, right? And I was just chatting with them.
Sure.
And then one of their other friends comes in and is like, he's an actor, like a professional actor. Like he's been in a bunch of movies. He showed me a picture of him with Josh Peck, which is really cool.
Oh,
From Drake and Josh.
Sure.
From Drake and Josh, yes. And the old guys were like, you should make her an actor. And I didn't even act. I didn't even ask for anything. They were just like, you should hook her up with some like nice
Sure,
act-
producer,
yeah.
the industry, sure.
right.
Yeah.
So then he put me in contact with his company. So I have to now look into that.
Very
so that
exciting.
was so random and cool. But
That's
yeah.
awesome. And you could totally get an internship there. You could tie it in with your L2 credits. Could be really awesome.
Yeah, so right, and that's learning skills here. Like I have one class that's talent for TV and radio, and that's more newscasting, but it's still like becoming comfortable in front of a camera.
Very transferable skills.
Yes, and it's a good skill to have. News would be cool to do. However, I'm not sure if I could stay serious during serious segments. So I don't know.
Sure.
It would be.
So you were talking about that talent and performance class. Is there any other classes that you think have really helped you or any other like standout professors?
So I really like my intro to video class with Kevin.
Professor Walsh, yeah.
Professor Walsh. He's great, and I like the skills that we're learning. And it's it's introductory. So I'm learning, because I don't know anything yet.
Sure.
But now I do. After one semester, I know how to edit a video.
There you go.
And he taught me that. And it's cool being creative and being able to think of things and then being able to have the baseline skills to turn your ideas to something visual. is really great, that class. And similarly, Intro to Radio with Rico Beard, love that class too.
That's a fun class,
Yes.
and he's great.
Right, and that's all sound, so it's important, and you don't realize how important sound is.
Right, making something sound good.
Right. So, and it's also cool because that allows for a lot of creativity too. So I like that class too a lot.
So with all of your classes, what's your idealized, if you had to choose today, 5, 10 years, what would your ideal career, where do you want to see yourself? No limits.
No limits?
No limits. Go crazy. Money's not a problem.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I've starred in 5 movies, kind of like The Hunger Games.
Okay.
Dystopian feel.
Okay.
Yeah. What's her name? Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Me and her are
great.
good
Okay.
friends.
Okay,
Me and Margot Robbie, we
Best
literally
friends,
just
yeah.
got breakfast.
Right.
We got brunch.
You're on the A-lists.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So that's happening. That's ideal. That's the most ideal situation. Is
So you want to star in 5 films. What would your ideal film to star in? You said something like Hunger Games?
yeah, it'd be cool. What if I write and produce and star in and edit a dystopian series,
Great.
like movie trilogy.
A little more relevant than the Hunger Games, the Fallout series. You could do the next season,
I could.
or maybe season 3. We'll see what
That'd
happens.
be awesome. Yeah.
There you go.
So that would be the coolest thing ever.
That'd be the ideal, and you'd be
Yeah.
hanging out with your 2 best friends, Jennifer Lawrence and Margot Robbie.
Right.
Of course.
We'd just be hanging out,
Absolutely.
drinking some wine,
Sure.
as celebrities do, probably.
Sure,
Oh,
probably.
Dwayne Johnson will be there too.
And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be there.
Yeah.
And you all will be eating 8,000 calories.
A day.
A day.
Correct. Yes.
Correct. Well, Alli, thank you so much for joining me here today. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you, everybody at home listening to the L2 Perspectives podcast. I've been your host, Nico Sparks. Thanks so much. Have a great night.